Charles ain't finished. Charles ain't finished. Make sure you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar. I'm your host, Nick Athan, part of ChiefsBlitz.com, alongside my partner, Hense Todd, with Bowtie Sports. Check out his show every Saturday at 1 o'clock with Coach Dre, and they talk all things Kansas City sports, and it was a Kansas City sports weekend. That's for sure. A lot of going on in the area. Kansas Jayhawks won in football and basketball. The Chiefs win. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. Before we get started on the show and talk about that incredible game yesterday at Arrowhead against the Broncos, let's talk about our corporate sponsors. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than Eric Haynes. He helped me and Emily find our dream house. It took 9 months. As everybody knows, it was a long process, a lot of questions, a lot of issues. He solved every single one of them. So at the end of the day, if you're looking for someone who can make sure that you get the best deal when looking to buy or sell a house in Kansas City, give him a call at 816-729-3785, or you can email him at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
That is correct. Another proud sponsor is my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you are looking for better health coverage, she is the person you need to go to, whether you're on a group plan, a private plan, maybe you want to get on an ACA plan, or maybe you just want to find something that's best for your family with a low deductible and lower premiums with better service areas in the country. Give her a call at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
That's right. Emily. All right. Our next sponsor is Resell Electronics.
Emily.
Get the best deals on new and used electronics at Resell Electronics. TVs, laptops, Apple Watches, cameras, cell phones, plus so much more. And if you're into gaming, we carry new gen as well as vintage consoles. Resell Electronics in Independence.
That is right. Resell Electronics has two great locations in Independence, one on Nolan Road and the other one down on 40 Highway. If you're looking to buy or sell any consumer electronics that you have, stuff you got lying around the house that maybe you want to get a few bucks for, if you want to trade something in, whatever the situation might be for electronics, with the holidays coming up, it's a perfect time to check them out. You can check out their website at www.resellwithacelectronics.com for all the deals.
Resell.
Love it. What
you guys doing today? How you guys feeling?
Everybody's doing good. It's Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman joining us now on the show. Andre proudly wearing his Arizona Cardinals hat.
Hello.
They are in first place in the NFC West.
Yeah.
And they will probably
my boys.
Coach Dre always looking for the positive result before he represents. But that's
right.
That's cool,
man.
That's right,
man. That's right.
It was all Bengals at first. He didn't represent it.
I'm still a big fan of JB.
He's with the Cardinals all the way, win or tie.
Absolutely.
Hey,
I believe Burgundy. I believe Burgundy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Win or tie.
What's up, gentlemen? Obviously, a great weekend if you're a Kansas City sports fan. A lot of great stuff going on. I want to do a couple of shout outs. One to the KC Current NWSL team. They won their first playoff game. They'll be in the semifinals, I believe, on Saturday against Orlando, which is the best team in the league. But the sport has just been incredible for Kansas City. That stadium is amazing. That soccer team is so good, and they got probably one of the best scorers, in NWSL history, at least the potential to be. I will butcher her name, so I will not say it, but she's really talented. So, just great. Even my beloved Jayhawks beating North Carolina Friday night in one absolute thriller game. And then, of course, the Jayhawks football team at Arrowhead. And talk about it. the amazing part of that, the Jayhawks got done about 6 o'clock, and that stadium looked brand new by the next morning because they were on the same field as the Chiefs when they hosted the Broncos. So shout out to the local teams and to the ladies. We wish them nothing but the best in Orlando next weekend.
Yeah.
Shout out. Also, shout out to the veterans. Today is Veterans Day.
It is.
If you got somebody to serve, shout out to them. So we're gonna go ahead and down this list. We'll give a shout out to my cousin if he have a message. So let's go ahead and put that up there.
Good morning. My name is Craig Patterson. I served in the United States Army under the rank of sergeant. I'd like to say that my prayer life and my military life was dedicated into serving others to make sure everything was okay for everyone that were able to defend for themselves. Thank you. Good morning.
So thank him for serving.
Thank you.
Big salute.
Great
Big
photo.
Salute.
Great photo. Thank you for your service.
Also, shout out to my wife's grandpa, Willie Stewart. He was born in 1916, died in 2001. He served in World War II. Also, shout out to Nick's son and daughter-in-law. So
that's my son Cole and his wife Brooke. They both are stationed in Germany. They work at the base there in the hospital, and God love them both because the stuff they've seen come through that hospital is absolutely insane. And
thank God Cole looks like his mother.
Come on, he looks like Freddie Mercury with that stash, doesn't he?
Let's go, Cole. Look at that,
Freddie
man.
Mercury, yeah.
That's a handsome young man.
And then my dad, I couldn't find any photos. That's actually Cole when he was little and me when I had lighter hair, I guess. My dad, Harry Athan, served in World War II in Germany. He actually got stationed right after the war ended, and he did all the grunt work and the paperwork for a couple of years, and so he served proudly as well.
There you go.
Well done. Well done, gentlemen and lady.
Big salute. Big salute, guys.
Big salute. So also big salute. So let's go ahead and get into the 6-pack.
Oh my goodness, we're getting earlier and earlier.
We're gonna hit it right off the bat before we talk about this incredible game.
Better sleep. Let's go. Strike up the band. All right. So we got the. What's that?
I said we ain't got no band to it.
We don't even have the music. Oh my goodness! I'm flying naked here.
No instrumental.
Let's go. Yeah, we have the graphic though. Look at that.
That's right.
Come on, let's get some pepperoni, some sausage on that pizza. Something.
Remember, it's gluten
gang.
free, man. Gluten free.
All right. So the weekend 6-pack is kind of a nebulous thing. I mean, this weekend I didn't get to see a ton of college football. But I can say that it looks like that playoff is going to be a jumbled mess. We have no idea what's happening there.
And some people try to steal this segment from Lou, but I'm not going to say no name. But keep going, Lou.
All right. Let's go, Hense. We'll just keep it classy. Keep it classy.
I'll keep it classy. I will.
So anyway, you've got a bunch of teams. You had Miami losing, Georgia losing again. So you got the conference champions. That's going to be a very fluid situation. We'll see what happens with BYU in the Big 12, but the SEC just seems like it's still wide open unless you really like Mississippi. It's topsy-turvy. So that's a good thing for college football. So I'll at least give you my opinion on that. In terms of Sunday, that may have been one of the strangest Sundays you'll ever see in football, in my estimation. Maybe it was just the expectations of the fireworks that we saw Thursday night between Cincinnati and Baltimore. Sunday really wasn't much of that, but I decided let's give some love to some guys that typically don't get it. So right off the bat, let's go to Carolina. They played the very early window over in Munich, Chuba Hubbard. If you don't know his name, I would imagine most Big 12, most Big 12 fans know Chuba Hubbard from Oklahoma State. Great running back. Over the last, I think he's like top 4 or 5 in rushing this year. I mean, it might even be higher than that. And since last year, he's like 2 or 3. Just got an extension, just got paid, which kind of like went under the radar. 4 years, $33 million. But Sunday morning in Munich, 153 yards and a touchdown. The Panthers get a win. I don't care that it was the Giants. They got to win, and our guy Chuba went for $153 and a touchdown. So Chuba Hubbard, salute to you, my friend.
And salute to we talked to him on Saturday about his contract extension. And we talked about how running back should get paid. But hey, like I said, you gotta pay your young stars, and
it's big for him, but still, 4 years, $33 million, not a ton of cash. And especially we keep seeing every week the running backs are the ones dominating, the yardage, the touchdowns, and it has kept up during the course of this year, unless of course you watch Cincinnati and Baltimore the other night. But they both have big running backs. So let's go to number 2, a face I'm sure you all know and will remember. And he's kind of a scapegoat around here. On this show, maybe a little bit, Coach Dre. But our guy, MVS, gets unceremoniously.
How the hell is he doing this?
From the Buffalo Bills.
It's called training.
Catches on, like in the middle of the season with New Orleans, and he throws up that MVS game that you used to get once or twice a year in Green Bay.
Right.
3 catches, 109 yards. It was like 36 yards a catch. Big plays, a couple of touchdowns, and somehow the Saints win over Atlanta. So MVS, salute to you.
Kudos to him, man.
Being salute. Maybe, that was his fit, though, Lou. He found his fit.
Well, again, it's one game, and this is what he does. He will teach you.
Instant impact. He impact the game, man.
So we'll see what happens after that. Next, a team, they again, another doormat that's been like kind of crapped on the whole year and whatever. They're starting a rookie quarterback, finally getting his due, Drake May. But the New England defense, I don't know if I can name the guys. I probably should have had a list of the names. That's shame on me. But they had 9 sacks against the Bears, and they gave up 3 points. Now, a lot of that was probably on the Bears offense, the offensive game plan. I would imagine a good portion of it would be on Caleb Williams and the rest of the offense. But the New England defense, you got to hand it to them. They could easily packed it in for the rest of the year, play for that number 1 pick. But here we are, 9 sacks, 19-3. Salute to the New England.
We need them to play big. We need them to they got to face the Bills twice, so we need them to show up at least one of those 2 games.
So next, at quarterback, the diminutive one. Some might say it some might say a minion.
Yeah.
On this show, a few guys call him
the mighty minion.
There he is.
But shout out to Kyler, man, because for all the ragging that he's taken over the last year and a half, or how long it's been, doesn't study, whatever. This guy is playing at a very high level, and it's not just the numbers, but the numbers yesterday, 22 out of 24. He had 2 incomplete passes. Now, again, say what you will about the Jets and their defense and just that whole culture of that team, and just they're like washed. But Kyler, and then he had 2 really impressive rushing touchdowns as well. So he is doing everything he can to keep this team afloat. They're actually in first place in their division. They won the game 31-6. And again, it wasn't even that close. They just dominated this game, and Kyler was on point until they took him out in the 4th quarter because the Jets had no resistance and the game was over. So, Coach, to you, to all Birdland and Kyler, salute.
Who had them in the playoffs in their playoff bracket? Was it me?
Okay.
Hey, man, don't steal my spotlight, bro. Don't steal my spotlight, man.
You got them in a playoff bracket. I'm just saying.
Come on, Hense. Come on. Yeah, you did. You did.
He's playing great football right now. He's putting it together.
So you talk about these teams of destiny and great teams, and we'll talk a lot about the Chiefs culture, but I think what's happening, and it has happened in Detroit in a fairly short time, is nothing but remarkable, because obviously they did not have their best stuff last night. We've been talking for weeks Jared Goff's got, more touchdowns than he has incompletions the last few weeks, the 4 games or whatever. It was ridiculous. I mean, the touchdowns versus incomplete passes, and just game after game after game. And then all of a sudden, these things, they do catch up with you. The odds catch up with you. You're going to throw interceptions if you're an NFL quarterback. That's just the way it goes. But they came in bunches, and he threw 5 of them. And somehow, some way, down 23-7 at half, they buckled down. MCDC gives probably one of the best pre-second half talks to the sideline reporter, where he basically calls his shot. We're going to take the ball away a couple of times. They weren't even done with the tape yet, and they're intercepting a ball on the opening drive. That was so great. But between Goff just hanging with it, the entire team hanging with it, and then the story of the kicker, the UFL, was never really a college kicker, and he nails 250-yarders to tie it up and then win it. And one of the best lines, I think Tirico said, hey, if they would have put an extra coat of paint on those uprights, he probably misses them both because they were so. But hey, they don't ask how, just how many. And Detroit wins that game. So again, I know they probably were the favorites coming in to the season to meet in the Super Bowl, but just after yesterday's games for both teams, do you see any other team in the league having cultures better than these two teams, these two coaches, these two squads?
No, I think the Chiefs and the Lions are on a collision course to the Super Bowl. I think that's the matchup that everybody probably wants. I think that, Goff was – what's that?
I said it ain't going to happen. I don't think the Lions are going to make it.
All right, well, let me finish my thought, and then you can rip it apart.
Man.
Right?
Hey, let them finish, man.
So I think a couple of things here. I think that the way the Lions are built from the head coach down, actually from the general manager, head coach, ownership, and the Chiefs, they're built the same way. They looked at it and said, do we want to be mediocre? Have just be an average team. Campbell comes in and changes the culture. He trusts Goff. Goff has looked great, and last night he looked terrible. But when he had to make the throws in the fourth quarter, he made them. And kudos to the defense who just shut down the Texans. And for the Chiefs, kind of the same thing. The offense wasn't great. The defense was really good. They had a problem on the last drive. They couldn't make that stop, and they get the block, and all these things happen. But you know what? It's winning culture. You're never out of a game. And if the other 30 teams want to get to the level of the Chiefs and the Lions and how they prep, and how they, win games based on the fact that they just know how to find that right path, and they turn on that switch when it needs to be switched, and it could be any one of the 53 guys.
I think he on that medication.
Who? Me?
Yeah. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody that's on the Chiefs level. I'm just saying.
The lines are pretty close from an organization.
I say,
I would say
Go ahead.
They have that type of culture. I would say that the Rams.
Give you the peace sign right now. Right?
I would say the Rams are pretty close to having that culture. Baltimore, I think, has a good culture. Now, does the play on the field get to that level? No, they all have their weaknesses. But in terms of just having that connective tissue and just being kind of, hey, when they're down, they're not out. Where a lot you see some of these teams kind of pull apart, and that's the difference in the league. Where you see like what's happening with the Bears and the Bears and the Jets and some of these other teams where they pull apart when adversity hits. Where these teams that have that culture actually come together and play better. So there are some others. They may just not be at the talent level yet.
I think Pittsburgh is right there, though. I think Pittsburgh.
You'd always include Pittsburgh. Whenever
Pittsburgh's
you talk about
a great team. They're very gritty. They tough and gritty, man.
Yeah, man. I think everybody's tough and gritty, but
not everybody. Not everybody.
Nobody's battle tested like these goddamn Chiefs.
No, we're not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying now this year,
right?
I think the Lions and the Chiefs have separated themselves from the pack. That's just me. I'm not saying listen, the Lions haven't won squat. They've never been to a Super Bowl. They've only played in 2 NFC championship games.
Right.
And honestly, they should have been in the Super Bowl last year if it wasn't for their head coach. But at the end of the day, from just the first 10 weeks of the season, these two teams just find a way to win, and each of them could have 3 or 4 losses easily, yet they don't.
Yeah. Well, I think sometimes the nuance gets lost when, as soon as anybody says anything of anyone approaching the Chiefs, that immediately the mind gets blown, and how dare you even suggest anything like that? So the point is this: is there are 32 teams in the league, and they are all play, and when you see a similar type situation, you can certainly point that out. Now, does that mean they're going to beat the Chiefs? No, but do they have a chance? Absolutely. And 9 teams have shown that they've had an opportunity to beat the Chiefs, but the Chiefs are just better in every situational football play that comes up. Somehow they have an answer. And a lot of teams don't. So
that's true, guys. That's
the truth.
I agree with you, Lou. I'm messing with you.
Last one, of course, it was the block heard round the world, or at least in Chiefs Kingdom and everywhere else.
No, it was around the world.
The badass, and we've been touting this kid since last year. Leo is just built differently. Now, again, George was on his back, so George was going to block it if Leo didn't get it. The former water polo player, he's probably got a wingspan of like Dikembe Mutombo and could block shots with anybody. But you see that where George is right ready. Cole Christensen's coming back. I mean, I don't know what happened to the Broncos special teams here, but it was just a jailbreak, and it couldn't have come at a better time. And just the attention to detail, the fact that Tobe has starters on defense that actually play on that block team, whether it was Reed coming off the edge, and I'm sure that scared the hell out of them, and they just caved that side of the line, and then those guys, it was just a race to see who was going to block it. But Leo, badass. He's going to get his due at some point. I don't know when. I hope it's here in Kansas City, because he can be special, and I think he already is.
I think he already is too.
Leo separated himself, guys. He already separated himself.
Yeah. Man. He made the block in the Super Bowl. The extra point. I think in week 1 he chased Lamar Jackson all over the field and did his very best. He's one of those glue guys you want to have on your roster, and I think he's going to stay in Kansas City. I was so excited when they drafted him. I thought he had so much potential, but the fact that, as you mentioned, Lou, that Todd takes starters and puts them out there, and they're willing to do it. I mean, Karlaftis is out there,
and like I said, they take pride in it, and that's the attention to detail that you would hear about the guys in New England, except they didn't have fun doing it. That was just kind of like more of a rigid, do your job, all these different lines that came out of there. But it's basically the same mentality, but they find it a way to make it fun and I can't say enough about those guys, the plan that Tobe had for that play, and just the guys executing and coming off so quickly. So salute to that block team for the Chiefs.
Yeah, John makes a great comment.
There you have it, gang. The weekend 6-pack.
There it is.
Without pepperoni. Plain is plain.
Gluten-free.
Gluten-free.
Gluten has to do with the bread. I don't think gluten is.
Well, that whole piece look like I will leave on the shelf.
That's all right.
I'm leaving that piece on the shelf, man. I'm not buying that.
But there you have it, gang. That's our weekend 6-pack, brought to you by no one in particular. So we're open for business.
On that one.
I saw Frank, that our Greek north of the border chap. Frank, would you like to sponsor that segment?
Yeah, come on, Frank.
And speaking of that, let's get into the next segment. I didn't know Lou was going to bring in the. I think everybody on the panel think alike, because I had it as the block kick that was heard around the world as well.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. But again, you know, I mean, the kid, you know, I like Leo Chanel, man. He walks out here with the death row wrote on his arm. He writes it in himself. He writes death row on his biceps and everything else. He comes out and play linebacker. Hey, the kid is a God-fearing. He give God all the thanks and credit for everything he does. He's a great family man. But man, like seen him at the parade, right? When me and Dre was down there, we seen him at the parade. How he jumped on side the bus and climbed up there and lifted himself back.
He's a ninja, man.
That was crazy.
So the kid is and plus there was, if you went back and watch all the special teams plays, they was testing that left side all game to see if they can get over there, see if they can get a block on that side. They almost blocked it when Nicole Hardman returned it. So then they seen that, we have something here. So hey, and then it worked at the end of the game because I was sitting there. Mango sitting in his he threw in the white flag in the chat. He said, so you think we should have lost here. I was sitting there. I said, the game ain't over.
Yeah.
The game ain't over.
You spoiled it for me.
I said, block.
Hey, breaking news, man. Do not watch the game with Bowtie, man. He will tell you plays before the play, bro. Like,
I'm sitting in my family room with everybody, and my son's watching the game, and he goes, "Well, Daddy, they're winning by 2 points, you know." Well, and Emily goes, "Well," and I'm like kind of distraught at this point. I was really upset, and so Emily goes, "Well, if they kick a field goal, they get 3 points. Oh, so they're gonna win." I'm like, "Oh no." And I get this text from Hense, and of course I know better. Emily looked at me and said, "Who is that?" And I said, "The Chiefs win. They blocked the cut. They blocked
before the anticipation was off.
20 seconds later, there it is in full view. And Zale was screaming. He thought it was great. I was screaming.
I would like to hear.
You took all the climactic moment away from.
I would like to hear from Hense. What do you hope to gain by sending that out? Exactly. He wasn't watching.
30 next time. Okay.
Like he wasn't watching.
No. I was just sitting there. I know the guys are probably feeling down. They probably think we're about to lose. So let me uplift everybody's spirit.
Okay. In the words of the great man Larry David, always assume they're taping. Right?
Yes.
like they're taping it. They're gonna watch it later. Don't send that.
It's all good. I was happy to get the text.
Hey, good one, Chief. He says, I'm gonna call him spoiler. He's a spoiler, bro. Like, do not answer y'all chat in this group. Do not answer the chat. I mean, the fourth quarter on the line, just close your phone, turn it off.
Yeah, and John made a good comment. Let's get back to the topic here.
Right.
It was an error on the Broncos coaches. The guard had been knocked on his ass several field goals in the year, including once in this game. They have a weakness and didn't address it, and they took advantage of it. And that's what good teams do. That's why I don't subscribe to this Chiefs being lucky. I don't subscribe. They're prepared.
Well, if he had just missed it, then that would have been lucky. But they blocked. They ate it up.
Point, Lou.
So
Good
they
point,
made
Lou.
the Chiefs made the play. It
They
wasn't
had a block A and a block B guy ready.
Kicked it. He didn't kick it low. It wasn't a bad snap.
Actually, he did kick it low. If you look at it from the side angle,
the play.
Yeah, from the side angle, you could see the trajectory.
Come on. All right, Nick. Sure.
Hey, Lou.
No. I said the same thing. No.
Ring the bell, Bo.
The Chiefs made the play. I'm just saying. I think the kid felt a little pressure. And
I said something there.
Well, wait a second. Lutz has been in the league for Peyton had him in New Orleans. The guy's moment. He's a grizzled vet. He makes that kick in his sleep. The line let him down, like John said. But I think even Leo said that they had spotted on film that he was a little light in his feet, and that they thought there was a little light in the ass.
Yeah, he was, bro. So
fine, whatever. I'm
so
just
they got it.
The side angle looks like a low trajectory.
It was a low trajectory because they ate the ball before it got a chance to get off.
Bro, see, you made my point for me.
Hey, when I seen that block, I was sitting here in shock. Like, do you know, beating the Chiefs, beating them, and coming this close to beating the Chiefs on the block, it hurt. I know Denver was hurt. Like, we had it.
Oh, can you imagine that plane ride home? Oof.
I know how that playing world home. Right when they all sat on the sideline, they all looked at each other. You know what they said, right?
Oh no! We suck again.
Hey, it was over. I'm just saying, like they Nicole Hartman told in the locker room in an interview. He said he told D-Hop. D-Hop said, "Oh man, even though we lost here, it's a Nicole Hartman. It's like, hey, it ain't over until you ain't been on one of these Chiefs teams. Hey, the game is not over here. So the Chiefs can beat you on offense when they up and clicking, defense when they up and clicking, and special teams. So like I said, this team is the most battle-tested team right now. So now I have a statement. So who's gonna go undefeated? It's gonna be the Cleveland Cavaliers or the Kansas City Chiefs right now. Nobody talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. They undefeated. The Chiefs are undefeated.
They got 100 and some games to go, man.
82-0 might be difficult.
That might be difficult. It'd be fun to see.
Tough, man.
Was it the Warriors were 73-9? I think that's the record.
And they was a hell of a team.
I think
was that Rick Barry?
No.
We talking about Steph Curry.
It was one of Steph's teams. Yeah, Steph. I think with KD. But there was just a few years before that, Jordan's Bulls had gone 72-10.
Best team
for years.
My team there, man, the Bulls was.
Wilt, Jerry West, and Gail Goodrich's Lakers, 71-72, were 69-13. They won 33 in a row that year.
Yep.
That was a basketball team.
That was the basketball team.
These reactions on this kick, man, this block kick is funny as heck. I've been watching them all morning. I said, dang, these fans thought. You cannot beat this team. You can't just sit there and say 1 second left. They beat you with 13 seconds. Now is 1 second left.
This is Freddy Krueger stuff. Here.
Hey guys, be careful what you say, because my man said you just can't beat them. I said we're not gonna put the.
They can be beat
now. Don't do that.
I just said
put the glaze hold down, Bo. Put down the glaze. Put down the honey, man. Put down.
We must have lost that graphic. That was one of the best we've ever had.
It sure was, man. I don't know what happened, man. But honestly, guys, to me, guys, it was just that aura of the Chiefs.
The sound effect just made it.
Yes.
Nice. Hey, no, it's just the aura of Kansas City, man. It was just they just got it. It's just you can't describe it. It was just
the details you have to be buttoned up. Not only do you have to bring your A game, you have to execute at a high level, and then you just have to be mentally tough because they are all those things. And if you're not approaching that level, you're probably not going to win.
So was this the most unlikely win at Arrowhead?
Boy, you know what? I mean, it was the most.
Shit, they should have lost, man. Shit.
It probably was the most unlikely. I think the two big moments, I think for me, was Dante Hall's touchdown or punt return, which the Chiefs offense was kind of really struggling at that point in the game. The Broncos were ahead, and then Hall does that thing, and Tamarick Vanover's return in overtime against the Chargers. I think this is probably.
What was the one where Phillip Rivers? They were like at the plus 20, and he fumbles a snap. They fumble a snap.
That was the opening night of the new Arrowhead.
That was
no. This is Phillip Rivers. This is
Phillip Rivers. The new Arrowhead, the revised.
Okay. So which one is the new Arrowhead? I don't know. But
no, I'm just saying after the renovations 10 years ago, that was a Monday night game.
Yes. I'm not that as close to it. So. But anyway, that was pretty unlikely. But no, I mean you're. Absolutely, this was because it's a chip shot. It's not like a 50-yarder, even a 45-yarder. There wasn't a ton of wind, but maybe there was. It's hard to tell the swirling. I mean, Trent Green and Harlan were talking about it the whole game. With you might see the flags moving one way, but once it hits the ground, the wind might actually be coming in the opposite direction. No, I mean that was it. The only way they were going to lose is if Denver was going to lose is if it get blocked, and they did it. So
bonus with Kevin Harlan on the call. That was.
I would have liked to seen the next gen stats on the percentage of Chiefs win right before that kick.
Probably 3%.
Not even that, I wouldn't think.
I think the 3% for the 3 points probably.
That was pretty amazing. So
it was
amazing. It was a heck. Hey, do you see? Andy Reid's reaction on the sideline, it was
that was priceless.
So
I think he yelled out Bundle Rooski.
Was that the play call? That could have been a play call.
The Bundarooski.
The Bundarooski.
Call the Bundarooski, guys. Special teams. You call it the Bundarooski.
The Bundarooski.
Yeah, why is Mahomes missing open receivers, Coach Dre?
Well, again, I stated before, he just had one of them years, man. Like I said, that pass to Worthy is right there for Worthy. It was right there, man. And Mahomes threw it to the other side, man. Instead of throwing it inside, threw it on the outside, man. That's all on Mahomes. And then look at the situation with Kelsey in the red zone. Mahomes, Kelsey wide open. I don't know what's going on with Mahomes, man. I don't know.
I wouldn't be too concerned at this point. I think on both throws, you kind of get the idea a younger Mahomes might hit those,
right?
And only because, and nothing to do with youth, but I think it was just, you don't know what you don't know at that age. Where now he's at a point on the one to Worthy, it was so close to the sideline that he would have had to kind of throw it again along the red line. But if you see that safety screaming over, you're thinking either you're going to get Worthy killed or he's going to pick it off.
Right.
Now, the one down in the red zone to Kelsey, again, he should have hit it. He probably should have hit both of them. But I can see kind of his thinking as well because of the angle to actually throw the one to Worthy the correct way. He would have had to put it back in the middle of the field and the safety would have had a chance at it. And he's thinking, I don't want to throw a pick here. The one with Travis, I think the way he explained it was the linebacker on that play, if he's playing the defense correctly, should have been back further. So he's throwing it high. So either Kelsey gets it or no one. So he anticipated the guy playing the defense the right way. The guy didn't. He could have just fired it straight at his helmet. And it would have been 6. So
I'm gonna say
maybe he's just overthinking the whole aspect of the game. But I'm never going to question.
I'm never going to question, but I'm going to like beat on the drum real quick with Mahomes. He got to play better because this been happening all season, man. Like it's been happening all season, and he has to play better. I know the line sucks. Both tackles is playing horrible.
Yeah, but he's missing guys in a clean pocket. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's on Mahomes right now. Like you got all your weapons. You right there. Some of the pockets was clean. Right? He had a clean pocket, but Mahomes has to get better, man. He has to.
Yeah, and he was shell shocked. I mean, his dad bod took an abuse yesterday, and I get it. He's anticipating a hit. He's had no trust. He didn't have much trust on the left side of the line. The guys, Xavier is really struggling. And they did a really good job on DeAndre Hopkins as well. So, I mean, give the Broncos credit. That's a damn good defense. That's probably one of the best defenses in the NFL. Yeah. And their game plan was they almost executed it flawlessly.
Well, to me, regardless of how good the defense is, I mean, he's, at a level where it doesn't matter who's playing defense.
Correct.
Again, it's just some of these throws where he's just a little bit off. And again, it might be a little bit time on task. Maybe he's anticipating the receiver to do something a little bit different. Now, again, the one to Kelsey, that would be the one where I say I think he overthought it.
Yeah.
Like I say, he thought the defense should have been there, but it wasn't, and he threw it too high. The one to Worthy was just a difficult throw just because of the spot on the field that it is. Right. I mean, hell, they had a similar throw, the Monday night game, and Worthy kind of just floats out of bounds. And I mean, he should have had a touchdown. Now, could he have thrown him open a little bit better? Should Worthy have stayed in bounds? I'm sure you could put a little bit of blame on each of them.
Yeah.
But where Worthy was on that throw to hit that, it would have had to have been a perfect throw.
Right.
So did the Broncos expose the Chiefs weak?
They did. They definitely did, man. Guys, going down the stretch, man. I'm already talking. I'm Lou. I'm already jamming right now. Going down the stretch, going like further on, the Chiefs has to get better in that tackle. The tackles had to step up, bro, because the teams, these defenses, they're starting to chip away. They're starting to understand. Okay, we got to go after these tackles. You know, right?
Yeah.
Because like going down the stretch, man, it's not going to get any easier for Kansas City in the offensive line.
I don't think anybody's had to watch them play 9 games to figure out where the weaknesses were.
Right.
They know. They know now.
I think they've known all along. It's just
now,
but they do have to play a little bit better. Like we were saying off air, I think that the offensive play calls have to, change a little bit, where you have a few more throws that are max protection, where you use the tight ends to stay. And I think the one that D-Hop hit in the second half, that was,
why didn't he keep running?
Both tight ends had stayed in and blocked.
Same question.
So I think the bottom line is this: everybody's known that's the weakness of the team coming in. You've got a rookie and a second-year left tackle. It's never really been really settled. You've got some injuries. You get time on task, whatever. You've got the right tackle, Juwan Taylor. Again, he's still kind of a work in progress. So, yeah, I mean, it's just you have to play a little bit differently. And I think that's why you don't see a ton of points. The drives are longer. So, again, you have to be a little bit more perfect because you're not going to get as many possessions. So if you're only getting 5 or 6 possessions, basically a game, if the offense is clicking, because all the touchdown drives are typically 8 to 12 plays. So now if you screw up in the red zone, you've really limited yourself. You get caught in a game like this.
Yep.
Ruben, you pipe down, Ruben. I heard the comment. And somebody, Chiefs again says, do you think Worthy is overrated?
No, he's not overrated. He's just struggling. He's a rookie.
All right.
The light's not on yet.
I think he's just rated.
Yeah.
But again, looking at I don't think they expose anything. I think that nobody else defense is probably built like the Denver Broncos. But I think it's going to be another tough battle when they play again.
Good edge rushers. Any team that has had good edge rushers. I mean, you saw Trey Hendrickson get busy against them. You saw, any team that, again, we'll see in Pittsburgh what happens with TJ Watt,
man,
and those fellows. They just got Preston Smith, so we'll see if that makes a difference.
So the reason, go ahead, Lou.
Every game is going to be like this. So in some games, those kids are going to play all right, and some games they're not. So it's just going to be, okay, how do we play this game? How do we manage this game in a way that we can still win? And that's what they do every single week.
Well, honestly, guys, if the Chiefs go against a top 10 defense, that's when it gets scary.
Well, they've been going against top 10 defenses outside the Raiders every game this year.
Not the Bengals. Baltimore defense sucks.
The Bengals defense in week 2 and the Ravens defense in week 1 was good.
Nah, that was on paper. They was not for real. They weren't.
Okay, they were still ranked highly at the time they play, and that's the key. It's at the time you play a lot of these teams too. That determines a lot of what happens.
That's a good point right there. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and they played the Chargers. The Chargers, amazingly, with the same players pretty much they had last year, have a top defense. Amazing what good coaching does.
Yeah, good coaching again.
Yeah.
So speaking of Chiefs' weakness at the left tackle, we all seen it yesterday and all through the year. Should the Chiefs go out there and get them another left tackle? If it's Dave or anybody else.
I mean, Bakhtiari sent Patrick. I don't know if we have the tweet or not, but he said, "Hey, if the
Colorado Tech,
if my team upsets your team, I'll come play for you at left tackle in Kansas City." So I don't know if that meant anything. I think they may kick the tires on Xavier.
Always a little truth in that.
Yeah, there's always a little meaning
David
behind
Bakhtiari, the only reason he's not playing for Green Bay is his health. I mean, he's a terrific left tackle, but he hasn't been healthy. So the question is, before you consider it, if he was healthy, then the answer is a resounding yes.
Yeah, I would bring him in for a physical.
Absolutely, bring him in. Bring him in because they need it bad.
Yeah,
bring him in.
But if he's not healthy, then it's just then you're really not helping much.
I mean, a lot of these players coming off the free agency are banged up anyway. So it is what it is. You just bring them in. Let's see.
But he hasn't really played. I mean, I would like to check this out. I mean, is Mango in the background? Mango, check. In the last 4 years, how many games has David Bakhtiari played?
He got it right here. 1. He already posted it. He's played one game. He played one game last year, and he didn't take a snap the year before.
And that so again, it's
he's
not
healthy.
just
he's got 2 years.
He's not just banged up. He's had serious injuries that have kept him out for years, for seasons. So it sounds good. It's a name that everybody seems to know and think that he's a great left tackle, but he just hasn't played.
My answer would be that just if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs,
you are the Kansas City Chiefs. What you mean?
I'm just saying if I'm Brett Beach or Andy Reid or any one of those guys, I'm moving Way Morris to left guard. You know what I mean? Then I'm moving Joe Tooney out to left tackle and just roll with that.
They might do that this week.
And that's what I would do.
You saw Andy nip that right away when they asked him last night. I think Adam Teicher asked him, did you consider moving Tooney out to left tackle? And he's like, no.
You're going to get Mahomes killed.
It was almost like next.
Hold on, Bo. Hold on now. You don't say that. You don't say that.
I was going to go up there. Like, I was going to come up. There was going to security. Everything was going to stop me. I was going to come out there like on the little Giants and my little wraps all wrapped up with my helmet. And I was going to play left tackle.
Come on, guys. Come on. Bro, like honestly, like
reporting in at left tackle.
I think Ken makes a really good point.
Hense Todd.
Let's go. Ken makes a really good point. Stretch out the defense. Too many bubble formations at the line of scrimmage. It's too easy to defend. You got to spread them out. Okay, here's definitively. As far as Bakhtiari goes, 23 games in 4
defense
seasons.
To some of those screens, I tell you what, on a couple of them, if they make one block, one block, it's they've been wide open. So that's why they dial them back up, because if they were all over it every single time, they're not going to keep running a play that just not. But if they see that, hey, if this guy gets out and does make his block, we're gone. We're out the gate.
Honestly, guys, I say take a chance. Take a chance on David, because right now, what do you have to lose anyway? Because Mahomes is getting beat. Like Morris was getting beat. The rookie be getting beat.
Well, if he can't physically hold up, I get it from the team standpoint, but the guy's got to be able to protect himself on the field. And if he can't, then it's just you're not doing it. I mean, it's really not helping you, and it's certainly not helping him. He could have another terrible injury.
So if you're not gonna keep Joe Tooney for his contract next year, you're gonna have to pay Tracy.
We don't know that.
I'm just saying
we don't know that, Bo. We don't know that.
If
you don't, why not just move him to left tackle and finish out the year and get to the 3-peat no matter what? You know what I mean? No matter what.
Listen, if Brett Veach thinks there's a move to be made, he will make it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think you like the versatility that Tooney can do it. And I think like in a pinch, if there was an injury during a game, but to just move him out there permanently,
it's
something they would have to be really, really desperate at that point and just say, screw it. We'll plug, Kingsley or Wanye in at the guard position and put Tooney out there. He can do it. He's not necessarily built for it. Right. I mean, he's not like 6'6" or 6'7", long arm guy, but in a pinch, he can do it for a short
he's only done it twice in a Chiefs uniform.
Speaking of the Chiefs, what are y'all, seeing is going to heading into the Bills week?
Same as every week.
Yeah. Am I going to seriously doubt them after? I mean, I
doubt them.
No, I do doubt them sometimes. I'm honest about it. My family will attest to that, watching a Chiefs game with me.
And I will,
which is about every week, because they do play from behind a lot.
They do.
So I'm sure there's you guys that are ready to jump ship. Mango, Nick.
You think the ship's gonna like get a leak at some point? And it's leaking. It's just not they're not like these huge holes where we're taking on water, right? Well, this is what I think. I think the confidence level. I think the Chiefs. I think if you ask the players honestly, they would say they were lucky. I think they would say we're not playing our best football. Absolutely. Maybe we overlook them when the Bills come.
McDuffie didn't play his best football.
Yeah, maybe we overlook them because the Bills are coming up. And I think that Kansas City is going to go into Buffalo and this is why I think they're going to win. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder to show the NFL how they're the team. They are the team.
Are you talking about the Bills or the Chiefs?
No, I'm thinking about the Chiefs because I think the Chiefs feel What are you talking? What are you laughing at me?
Well, I think the Bills probably would come in with a chip on their shoulder because they're the ones.
Be bigger.
They're the ones that always get beat when.
So who got the biggest chip?
I think the Chiefs have the biggest chip. Yeah. I really do because of all the doubters saying that. I mean, all the guys this morning. I mean, Rex Ryan, absolute nincompoop. That's all I can say. This is not a 500 football team. The Chiefs aren't going to be a 500 football team.
Well, Rex likes to. I mean, Rex is all about.
Yeah, Rex is still pissed that nobody will hire him to be a head coach, and there's a reason they don't hire him to be a head coach because he was a crappy one. But my point is, before you guys all interrupt me again,
damn it,
my point is,
I
think the Chiefs' attitude and the chip on their shoulder from the perception of what people are saying. Again, it doesn't. I don't think it really bothers them, but. You look at yesterday's game plan in particular, it was pretty vanilla offensively. We didn't see any. We didn't see any.
Week. They played Monday night.
We didn't see any plays to Hardman, and running the ball to Worthy. We didn't see a lot of screens. We saw some. We didn't see some of the complex route running. Now, Juju's going to come back probably this week, so that's going to help. But I just think that they're like, okay, we're saving a lot of this stuff for the Bills game. We're going to show everybody what kind of playoff team we're going to be. We're going to go into Buffalo and we're just going to kick their tails.
I kind of felt that yesterday as well. I was like,
I didn't sense they were into the game as much. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of sensed like,
especially those tackles.
Yeah. To me, I mean, they just have a.
You line up a left tackle. Let me tell you how you
hear. Hell no, I ain't gonna make that.
You hear the cliche. You hear the cliches all the time. We just want to go 1-0 this week.
Yeah,
I mean, you've heard it in every locker room, whatever. But the Chiefs embody that better than anyone, and now it looks like maybe Detroit has kind of found a little bit of that.
Yeah,
but in terms of the Chiefs, I don't think it really matters who the opponent is. You can say it's Bills week, it's that team or that. I'm not saying you are, Nick. I'm giving my answer, hopefully, to this question.
Ding, ding.
So the confidence level is always where it always is, that no matter who the Chiefs play, they are going to be in the game and have a better than average chance to beat any single person wherever the game is played.
Mm-hmm.
You got
the thing here is, again, they were on a short week. Maybe that's why you saw a little bit of a vanilla game plan. It is a divisional opponent, so that has something to do with it too, because they probably study the tendencies a lot closer than somebody that you're just playing, once every few years, whatever it is. So again, there's going to be some of that. But in terms of the Bills, I think maybe the Colts kind of gift wrap that game for them. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Allen threw 2 interceptions.
They've kind of found a way to play. I mean, they didn't have Cooper. They didn't have Coleman. So, who are you throwing the ball to? It's the tight end. So they're trying to mirror the Chiefs in terms of how they're doing it. Too. They don't have a top wide receiver really healthy unless Cooper's on the field.
Hey,
or
guys,
Keon Coleman. So,
hey man, who is Jesse? What's up, Jesse? Jesse said the Ravens
trolling. It's all good.
It's all right, Jesse. Well, listen. Y'all defense stinks. All right, the Ravens.
What's that?
I don't know.
Somebody. Who's that? What's that?
Sounds like thunder rumbling through, man.
Maybe. Everybody paused. I'm like, what?
Either that or there's a motorcycle gang rolling through my neighborhood.
Maybe I said the Ravens and everything just went all crazy. No, but Jesse, watching the Ravens play for real, I don't think the Ravens are going to get it.
They're not going to make it. They're not going to make it.
Yeah, that defense is trouble. They're not going to be. And their schedule is brutal.
Well, wait a second. I mean, they did have the Chiefs on the rope, so yes, they can. Will they? Probably not. But yeah, I agree, Jesse. They can.
I put a stamp on that one. Nah, they ain't beating the Chiefs, man.
Yeah, he's gonna win his third MVP, and he can take that trophy home. And
he's getting MVP. Yeah, he's getting
be down in New Orleans for Super Bowl week when the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. But I'm totally fine with that.
I gotta agree with you though, Nick.
My confidence level is very high. You know what I mean? I'm always high on these Chiefs. No matter what, 1 second left, 2 seconds. I don't care. They call me the delay, the heavy.
That's spoiled by the failure that Lou and I have seen.
You know, but I would say this. I talked to somebody older yesterday, and they was like,
"Did you really?
Older, really?
Really? That's crazy.
Like how much older?
How much older?
Then these two guys. How much older, sir? Like we all young on this panel.
We had a couple of fossils here, man.
You gonna say, yeah?
It's about like,
guys.
I think about 72, 75.
All right, okay.
Okay, we are young then.
So he said he's been a Chiefs fan for a long time. He said a lot of young fans now want everybody's used to the flashy plays, but the older folks know that this had to be the back in the day, grind it out, blocking defense, playing hard nosed football, and this is what the Chiefs team is. We just got to accept it for who they are right now. This is what they are.
And I think I agree with him, Hense. And that's a great point. That 100%. I think just from a younger standpoint, a little less of an attention span. If things aren't happening 100 miles an hour, something must be wrong. Where they are a defensive football team that has like the best quarterback in the NFL that can make 3 or 4 plays a game that is going to be a huge difference. So you just have to embrace it. And as an aside, we're just checking yesterday because Buffalo's about an hour and a half from here drive. So I asked my daughter, check and see, look for tickets.
You gonna be at a tennis?
Coincidentally, Taylor has concerts in Toronto, which is just over the bridge.
Right.
So that's like an hour from Buffalo. The ticket prices in the nosebleeds, the cheapest ones were over $300.
Damn,
for the Bills or for Taylor?
Well, not for Taylor. For Taylor, it's probably like $1,000. But
damn,
for the Bills. So we're like, do we want to go sit in like rainy weather at the top and not be able to see and sit with a bunch of Bills fans? So I will call a friend of mine in Buffalo, and I'll see if I can get you 2 tickets. You have to pay for them, but I'll see if I can. Hey man, if it's not club level,
I'm not paying $300 to get rained on, man. I'm very conceited.
Let me see what I can do.
I'm a fan, but I think I'm much more valuable to the team sitting from my couch.
He said, "Look out for those Steelers." Yeah, you're right. Steelers look good. Steelers look good. Now that's the team that I would be worried about Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, they did have to hold on, to win a game against a rookie quarterback. Now, again, it was on the road, but if you watch the stadium, there was like an entire sideline that was full of terrible towels. So there's a lot of stadiums in the NFL where the opposing teams that travel well, like Pittsburgh, Green Bay, San Francisco.
You go to Glendale.
They can take over the stadium.
Yeah, I don't think in the AFC the Steelers and the Chiefs have the best travel fans.
I heard Dre just stated something. He said that's the team the Chiefs you should worry about. I feel like the NFL should be worried about the Chiefs because they are winning ugly games. Of
course they are.
These ugly teams. And then if they get it on, if their offense get to clicking, then it's a wrap for everybody else. So let's go ahead and get it to our sponsors.
I'm trying to throw that in there. I'm trying to throw that one in there.
All right, let's talk about our sponsors. First up, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for someone who can help you buy or sell a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than my good friend Eric Haynes. You can reach him at 816-729-3785 or email him today at esaleskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
He is that. Another proud sponsor is my amazing wife, Emily Athan. Hey, open enrollment is here. It ends on December 15th, so you still have about 6 weeks or 5 weeks left to where you can get a good, flexible plan for you and or your family. So if you have an ACA plan or you want a private option, give Emily a call at 913-215-9086 for a free quote.
Emily.
And our new sponsor, Roll Tape.
The best deals on new and used electronics at Resell Electronics. TVs, laptops, Apple Watches, cameras, cell phones, plus so much more. And if you're into gaming, we carry new gen as well as vintage consoles. Resell Electronics in Independence.
That's right. Resell Electronics is our newest sponsor. The holidays are coming up. Christmas will be here before we know it. If you're looking to buy or sell any consumer electronics, looking for a gift for a friend, they've got everything you need in a consumer electronic platform. They've got 2 locations, 1214A South Nolan Road and down on 40 Highway. Give them a call today at 816-886-7285 or check out all the deals. And plus, if you tell them that we sent you, you'll get a 10% discount. Check out resellwithac.electronics.com.
Resell. But listen, so Chief Guy says, he said,
oh yeah, I got to answer this one.
Go ahead. There you go. Go ahead.
Yes. Right now, the Chiefs are going to, if they win the Super Bowl, they will have in the second round, they will have pick number 64. And the Titans could have the first round pick, which the Chiefs own thanks to the trade of Snead at 65. So they could be going back to back, second to the third round. Great trade. The guy's been barely on the field.
That's what Chiefs guy was asking there.
Yeah, it was totally worth it, man. I love it.
Well, here's the thing.
It's going to bite him in the cheeks.
I mean, who knows if he stays in Kansas City, if he would have stayed healthy, but he's really not playing a lot this year. So I don't know that that's really going to make
doesn't matter for this year.
I think the biggest thing is going to be the left tackle position moving forward, and hopefully it's not it's not they can figure something, and not necessarily to make a change, but just to figure out a way to play with that. You don't have to be so reliant on that young player.
Yeah, real quick, guys, that's a good point. The biggest thing for me is not the secondary for real. It's the tackle. The tackle's horrible. Now the secondary, like Spags can do.
A couple weeks ago when there was, gotta have a second corner. You
still gotta have your second.
Well, speaking of second corners, I mean, Najee Johnson played really well yesterday. We didn't really talk about him.
No,
he had a big sack. He had a couple of breakups.
It wasn't even him though, Nick. It wasn't him.
Yeah, Xavier Howard went to Cincinnati expecting to get a deal and a workout, and he left. So I would imagine if he's out making a tour, it would behoove him and the Chiefs to kick the tires and see if there's any interest. So I mean, the Bengals are desperate at corner, but they didn't want to pay him, and we don't know how much he's asking for. There's a lot of rumors out there, but at the end of the day, we don't know. But yeah, listen again, guys. Here's the one thing I'll say, and just got to beat it over the head. If Brett Veach feels there's a deal, and if Brett Veach feels there's someone they need to go get, he will find a way to go get them. So, if they want to make a change at tackle or get more depth, or if they want to get more depth at cornerback, there are some good players available on the market. So it's just a matter of, is it worth it? Will they fit? Can they adapt quickly enough? I think a guy like Howard would. I think Bakhtiari would just slot right into.
Look what MVS doing with the Saints, man. I didn't see none of that coming. I said, who's this new MVS?
That's the same MVS that do it every day.
Every single year he has those 2 or 3 games. He will throw that out. Especially when he was with Rodgers, he would tease you. And I'm talking from a fantasy standpoint, because that's what you were looking for. That maybe once or twice a season he would tease you, and you're like, okay, let's go. And then you start him, and there'd be like 4 weeks in a row, or maybe he catches 2 passes. And it's just like, and then as soon as you let him go, there's MVS with that deep.
He might still get let go again. Who knows?
Guys, listen real quick, because we didn't address this today, or we didn't talk about it today.
The elephant in the room.
Ross got his target in the red zone.
He was in there. 82 is getting some run.
He got an uncatchable pass.
Listen, he did, and I was like, damn it.
That's not the guy you throw to on third down. I'm sorry.
It was like, was it a bad throw or just tight coverage?
No, it was a bad throw.
Okay,
I'm guessing it was a throwaway. It's either our guy gets it, or
it was the third down.
Gets it. So
and again, that was another play where Patrick had time in the pocket, and he just.
But I think it tells us a little something that they keep activating him and getting him in there. So he must be improving and showing something.
I heard a little bit
in practices. So
I heard D-Hop wanted him up there, so that's why Clemson guy. So that's why I heard. So I don't know if it could be.
Now the D-Hop is the assistant GM. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, D-Hop says my guy from Clemson now. I believe in him now. I know what he can do now. But hey, D-Hop.
The Tiger runs
deep.
Man.
Do it.
Runs deep.
So with that said, guys, we will see
Sammy Watkins. Come on.
Yeah, we see you Wednesday. We see you guys Wednesday. Chiefs who?
Chief who coming? Let's go.
All right, guys. We'll see you Friday.
Got the runway here to take.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate y'all.
Gotcha.
Go Chiefs.